Hi there. Welcome to our cozy English corner again. I hope you brought your favorite drink because today's topic is one of my absolute favorites.
And one of the most useful ones, how to talk about yourself in English.
Yes, it sounds simple, but it's actually the foundation of every conversation. Whether you're meeting someone new, introducing yourself at work, or just chatting online, it all starts with that about me moment.
Exactly, and I've noticed that a lot of learners feel awkward when they have to talk about themselves, not because they don't know the words, but because they're not sure how to start off naturally.
Right. That first sentence sets the whole mood. If you start too formally, it feels stiff. If you start too casually, it feels unprepared.
Like, hello, my name is George. I'm from Earth.
Yes, that's a bit too cosmic. But let's warm up gently. If you enjoy natural English conversations like this, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us keep creating for you.
Warming up is good. Now, let's get practical. Suppose someone says, tell me a bit about yourself. What do you say?
My favorite way to start is, well, I'm originally from. It's simple, but it invites more questions. For example, well, I'm originally from Moscow, but I've been living in London for a few years.
Nice. That's a great structure. You give your listener both your origin and your current situation. It's natural and keeps the flow going.
You can also say, I grew up in, if you want to talk about your background. It's less formal than I was born in and sounds more personal.
And notice the tone. When you talk about yourself, don't rush. Take your time. You're not giving a presentation. You're sharing a piece of your story.
That's so true. Less is more. You don't need to say everything, just one or two interesting facts. For example, I grew up in a small town near the sea. I love quiet places. That already gives a picture of who you are.
Exactly. And if you're shy or unsure, you can use softening phrases like, let's see, or, well, I guess, or to be honest, they buy you time and make you sound relaxed.
My favorite is let's see. It gives me a moment to think and still sounds friendly.
I use that's a good question when I need 3 seconds to remember what I do for a living.
That's very British of you.
Chuckles, polite hesitation, a national skill.
Okay, let's move step by step. The first thing in any self-introduction is usually your name, but instead of just saying, my name is, you can vary it. For example, I'm George, nice to meet you. Or, people usually call me Anna.
Yes, small details make it sound natural. You could also say, you can call me. For instance, you can call me Alex if you have a nickname or want to sound casual.
And don't forget to smile. Your words introduce you, but your face says, I'm friendly.
True. Now, after the name and place, we often add a bit about what we do. But again, keep it light. Instead of I work as a marketing specialist, try I work in marketing, mostly digital stuff.
I love that. It sounds more real. You can also say, I'm in education or I'm in design. I'm in is a super flexible phrase.
Right. And if you're not working right now, that's fine too. You can say, I'm between jobs, or I'm a student, or I'm taking a break and focusing on learning English.
Yes, I love that positive framing. You're not unemployed, you're focusing on something new.
Language is not just grammar, it's how you frame your story.
So true. Okay, let's make a short self-introduction example. I'll do mine first, and then you correct me if needed.
Brave volunteer, go ahead.
Well, I'm Anastasia, but my friends call me Anna. I'm originally from Moscow, but I've been living in Prague for about 2 years now. I work in education. I help people learn English through creative methods. In my free time, I love reading, sketching, and drinking way too much coffee.
That's perfect. You used the present perfect continuous naturally. I've been living in Prague for about 2 years now. It shows how long you've been there, and it's exactly what native speakers say.
Yay, grammar check passed. Okay, your turn, George.
I'm George. Nice to meet you. I'm from Manchester, but I've been based in Berlin for the last 5 years. I work as a communication coach, mostly helping professionals improve their English for work. When I'm not teaching, I'm usually hiking, reading about history, or cooking something slightly experimental.
Slightly experimental? I can imagine.
Yeah, that's a polite way to say sometimes edible.
You see, this kind of self-introduction feels real because it's not a list of facts. It's a short story.
Right. Storytelling helps your listener connect emotionally. That's the secret. You're not describing yourself, you're introducing your vibe.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Introducing your vibe.
And for beginners, it helps to have small chunks ready, little pieces you can reuse anywhere.
Like templates?
Exactly. For example, I'm originally from, I've been living in for, I work in my free time, I enjoy, recently, I've started. If you memorize just these 5, you can build an introduction for any situation.
And they sound natural at any level. You can say, I'm originally from Spain, or I'm originally from a small city near Madrid. You can adjust it to your comfort zone.
Exactly. Start simple and then expand over time.
You know, I think many learners try to sound perfect, but introductions are about connection, not perfection. You can also say, I grew up in, if you want to talk about your background. It's less formal than I was born in, and sounds more personal.
And notice the tone. When you talk about yourself, don't rush. Take your time. You're not giving a presentation. You're sharing a piece of your story.
That's so true. Less is more. You don't need to say everything, just 1 or 2 interesting facts. For example, I grew up in a small town near the sea. I love quiet places. That already gives a picture of who you are.
Exactly. And if you're shy or unsure, you can use softening phrases like, let's see, or, well, I guess, or to be honest, they buy you time and make you sound relaxed.
My favorite is let's see. It gives me a moment to think and still sounds friendly.
I use that's a good question when I need 3 seconds to remember what I do for a living.
That's very British of you.
Chuckles, polite hesitation, a national skill.
Okay, let's move step by step. The first thing in any self-introduction is usually your name, but instead of just saying, my name is, you can vary it. For example, I'm George, nice to meet you. Or, people usually call me Anna.
Yes, small details make it sound natural. You could also say, you can call me. For instance, you can call me Alex if you have a nickname or want to sound casual.
And don't forget to smile. Your words introduce you, but your face says, I'm friendly.
Hi, I'm Anna. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Anna. I'm George. Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Moscow, but I've been in Prague for 2 years.
Oh, Prague. Beautiful city. What do you do there?
I work in education, mostly teaching English.
That's great. I work in communication. Kind of similar field.
Nice. Looks like we have something in common.
Perfect. That's exactly how you keep it going. Simple questions, short answers, natural tone.
And don't worry if there's a small pause. Silence is okay. It shows you're thinking, not panicking.
Right. Native speakers pause too. Conversation isn't a race.
You know, sometimes learners say, I don't have anything interesting to say about myself. But everyone does. It's just about how you tell it.
Exactly. You don't need to be a celebrity to sound interesting. It's about small details, like saying, I love cooking Italian food, or I'm a night owl. Those little facts make you memorable.
Totally. Even one simple phrase like, I'm not a morning person, connects you instantly because half the world feels the same way.
Or I can't start my day without coffee. That one works internationally.
Yes. And that's another thing, humor. You can add a tiny joke to sound natural. For example, I'm learning English, but my accent still wakes up before I do.
That's good. It shows personality. Humor is a bridge. Not every joke translates, but a light tone always helps.
Exactly. Another key point is balance. Don't turn your introduction into a monologue. Give space for the other person to ask or answer.
Right. Think of it like a ping pong match, not a speech. Say a few sentences, then ask a question back. What about you? Or how about yourself?
Yes, that's such a good trick. What about you? It's tiny but powerful. Keeps the conversation alive.
And if you forgot a word or expression, don't freeze. You can use phrases like, how do you say, or what's the word for?
Exactly. Communication is not about knowing every word. It's about keeping the message going.
Right. And if you really get stuck, paraphrase. Say it another way. For example, if you forget chef, say, the person who cooks in a restaurant. It's not perfect, but it works.
I love paraphrasing. It's like creative problem solving. And that's what language is, a game of meaning.
Nicely said. I think a good introduction always includes something that shows emotion, something you care about.
True, when I hear someone say, I really enjoy photography, I feel like I can see who they are.
Right. It's that little sparkle in your eyes that makes people remember you.
Sometimes learners worry. What if my English isn't good enough yet to describe myself?
Then describe the feeling instead of the detail. You can say, I really like it, or it makes me happy. The emotion communicates more than the grammar.
Beautiful. Emotion first, grammar second.
But grammar helps too, of course. For introductions, the most useful tenses are present simple, present continuous, and present perfect.
Okay, quick grammar time.
All right. Present simple. I work in marketing. Facts. Present continuous. I'm working on a new project. Something happening now. Present perfect. I've worked here for 5 years. Experience up to now.
That's clear and easy. So, 3 key tenses to master for introductions.
Exactly. And for beginners, it's better to keep the structure simple but confident. No need to use fancy phrases.
You can always upgrade later. For example, start with, I like books. Then later say, I'm passionate about reading modern novels.
Yes, same meaning, just more flavor.
Another thing that helps learners feel more natural is using connectors, small linking words.
Right. Instead of speaking in short, separate sentences, I'm from Italy. I live in Rome. I love pizza. Link them. I'm from Italy, and I live in Rome, where I love trying new pizza places.
That sounds so much smoother, and it makes your listener feel you're comfortable in the language.
And some easy connectors to use are and, but, because, so, also, and actually.
Let's give an example with all of them. I'm from Japan, but I live in Canada now because my job is here. I also like the snow. Actually, it's one of my favorite things about living here.
Nice. That's natural flowing English right there.
Thank you. See, we didn't use any complex grammar, just joined ideas.
That's the secret. Good English is clear English, not complicated English.
And if you want to sound friendly and confident, add one line about your personality. I'm an easygoing person. I'm pretty social. Or I'm a bit shy, but I love meeting new people.
Yes, that helps the listener adjust their tone to you. And these little adjectives like easygoing, curious, creative, introverted are great vocabulary to describe yourself.
Let's make a mini list for them.
Sure.
Positive ones first. Friendly, curious, hardworking, open-minded, kind, patient, reliable.
And more neutral ones: quiet, organized, practical, calm, honest.
See, you don't need to exaggerate. Just pick 2 or 3 that fit you naturally.
Or have your friends pick them for you. They'll be honest.
Sometimes too honest.
True.
You know what else I love? When learners include a tiny dream or goal in their introduction, Like, I'd love to travel more, or my dream is to become a nurse.
Yes, that's powerful. It makes the conversation deeper.
Because it's not just who you are, it's who you're becoming.
Beautifully said. Let's create an advanced beginner introduction that includes everything we've talked about: name, origin, work, interests, personality, and a goal.
Perfect. Go for it, George.
Hi, I'm George. I'm originally from Manchester, but I live in Berlin now. I work in communication and training. I'd say I'm pretty calm and patient, and I love working with people. In my free time, I enjoy hiking and reading about history. One of my goals is to write a book someday.
That's a perfect model. Short, natural, confident, and personal.
Thank you. Your turn?
Okay. Hi, I'm Anastasia, but most people call me Anna. I'm from Moscow originally, but I've been living in Prague for about 2 years. I work as an English teacher, and I really enjoy helping students feel more confident. I'm a creative person. I love art and drawing, and my dream is to open my own small language studio one day.
That sounds wonderful, and it's exactly what our listeners can model. Clear, friendly, emotional English.
You know, this topic goes deeper than words. Talking about yourself is also about confidence, culture, and how you see yourself.
Yes. In some cultures, talking about yourself too much can feel like bragging.
True, but in English-speaking cultures, it's normal and even expected to share your story a bit. It helps build trust.
Right. Small personal details are how people connect. You're not boasting, you're just being open.
Exactly. And I think that's a beautiful skill, to be open without oversharing.
That's a life skill, not just a language skill.
So true. And maybe that's why introductions are so important. They're the door to every conversation.
Yes, a door you can open with confidence, one sentence at a time.
You know, George, I sometimes think learning how to talk about yourself in English is really learning how to see yourself.
That's true. When you described your life in another language, you look at it from a new angle.
Yes, it's like hearing your story with fresh ears. And sometimes you realize, oh, my life is actually interesting.
Absolutely. Even saying, I've lived here for 3 years, carries pride. It's a small sentence, but it holds your experience.
And that's why I love teaching introductions. They're short, but they carry identity. It's not just English, it's self-expression.
And it's universal. Everyone, no matter where they're from, wants to be seen, to be understood, to connect.
I think when you tell your story in another language, you build bridges across cultures.
Yes, bridges made of words and patience.
Exactly.
Let's give one last tip to our listeners before we wrap up. If you want to improve how you talk about yourself, record yourself once a week. Keep it short, 1 minute. Then listen again and ask, do I sound clear? Do I sound myself?
Beautiful. And don't try to sound like someone else. Your accent, your rhythm, that's part of who you are.
Yes, your voice is your identity. You can polish it, but don't erase it.
So, friends, what about you? Tell us in the comments. How do you usually introduce yourself in English? What words feel natural and which ones still feel tricky? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Pause.
Yes, share your introductions. We read them all, and it's wonderful to see your progress.
Let's quickly revisit some expressions we used today so you can practice them after listening.
All right, we had start off naturally, less is more, focusing on, chunks. What about you? Silence is okay, joined ideas, paraphrase, present simple, connectors, and present perfect continuous.
And remember, when you introduce yourself, it's not about being perfect, it's about being real.
Exactly. Be clear, be kind, and be yourself.
That's the best English there is.
If you like this episode, subscribe, leave a like, and share it. It really helps our little studio grow.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
Thanks for being part of our little English journey.
Wherever you are, have a wonderful day.